Hi, Scotty. How are you? Long time. What's been happening?
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's good to see you once again, my friend. New Zealand, yeah, it's a buzz at the moment with the cricket, with the way the team's been playing, and then the Rugby World Cup's on as well. The New Zealand's into the final of the Rugby World Cup. So everyone here is pretty happy at the moment because there's plenty to enjoy, and New Zealand's doing well on the world stage.
Yeah, I can see it there. You coming in the black like a perfect Kiwi there today.
Yeah, I should have worn my yellow CSK shirt, shouldn't I? I mean, that's bad from me. I will give you that.
When India are playing New Zealand, both of them will be at the top of the table with 4 wins each and unbeaten. Played tremendous cricket there.
Come on now, Badgery. How many World Cups do we have to go through where New Zealand always seems to surprise people? I mean, I don't understand why people believe that. This New Zealand team's a very good side. It's been a very good side for 7 or 8 years. And yes, we've lost a few key players to retirement. I know, with Ross Taylor out, that's a big hole to fill. And Tim Southee's injury. But, there's some strength and depth in this New Zealand side, and they seem to be playing some pretty good cricket, even without Kane Williamson as well. So I will confess, I thought we were on the fringe, on the bubble of making it into the semi-finals, but it's looking pretty good at the moment.
The only way to shut our mouths is just get the trophy, Scotty. Just get the trophy, and then we'll all shut up automatically. Once you do that, we'll all shut up. Maybe this year,
Yeah.
I think another thing that is working for New Zealand is, I think, the spin department. I personally feel that New Zealand is one of the better spin attacks, maybe just after India, or maybe even as good enough as India. And Mitchell Santner has been tremendous. It's the way he's bowling. I really love the way he's bowling slow, tossing it up, and he's brave, and he's rewarded with the wickets.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was a little surprised Ish Sodhi, especially with the way he bowled in Bangladesh as well, picked up a 6 wicket bag over there. I thought Ish might play a little more than he has, but I actually think it's one of the keys for India in terms of winning this game is how they go against the spinners. I wouldn't be surprised if they look to attack and really go after Glenn Phillips when he bowls, or Rachin Ravindra when he bowls, getting through that fifth and sixth bowler and really going after them. You're right, Santner's been incredible. We all know from CSK days whenever he has played, and he's got to get in front of Jadoo, which is almost an impossible task. But when he has played, he's done really well. And MS Dhoni has often thrown the ball to Mitch Santner before he's thrown the ball to Jadeja. So I think everybody knows how good Mitch Santner is. And, a lot of players really do look at a World Cup and say, right, this is my opportunity. Everybody's in the same conditions. Everybody around the world is watching. It's a real opportunity to stand up and show everyone how good you are. And I think this New Zealand side has done that. Mitch Santner's leading from the front, because if they are only going to play the one real frontline spinner, then he has to bowl well.
It's a good matchup as well. The New Zealand spinners against the Indian batsmen, they have created some trouble in the past. Let's not forget the T20 World Cup, where Santner bowled really well in the middle overs, and just even though Indian team is known as probably the best batting lineup, the way they are batting, but still it's going to be a great matchup, I think, the way Santner is bowling. And of course, Rachin Ravindra, Scotty, I was like, oh, I saw him the first time. I saw him in the practice game when I was doing on commentary on air, and I was like, oh my God, this kid is like batting really well. And then against England, what a knock. Did you guys see it coming?
Yeah.
Actually, have you seen a little bit of first class cricket? Serious
Um,
talent.
I won't lie and say I didn't see this early in his career a brilliant 100 like that against England, because what I enjoyed about Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra's innings was they looked in total control. It wasn't just slogging or power hitting. They picked the gaps. They hit their boundaries when they needed to. They looked to put the ball into the stand when they needed to. And it was a really mature innings.
The whole world is sitting up and watching Rachin Ravindra. I'm sure, Scotty, next year, the
Get him in,
options.
CSK, get him in. He's a terrific player.
I'm not going to be sitting there for CSK, but people will be saying it. And yes, of course, I think he's going to attract a good bid, definitely for the maybe CSK, but will he get to play? That's the thing. He needs to go to a team where he can play as a youngster. But the leading run scorers in World Cup, Rohit, Virat, and Conway is up there. It's brilliant the way, like you said, Conway and Rachin Ravindra, the combination has been really working. And I feel that this is a time, India, New Zealand. Whenever we think India, New Zealand World Cup, we can't get over, as an Indian follower, I can't get over the 2019 World Cup. Oh my God, that was heartbreaking. The heartbreaking moment. Guptill's run out of MS Dhoni when it all ended, and I think it might be time, Scotty, for India to just give it
Well,
back, give it back, give it back.
maybe I'm one-eyed and biased, but I thought the game was over, even with MSD at the crease, and that's a rare thing to say because we know how amazing he is at finishing off games. I thought the game was done, but
You never
and
know.
also
You would never know, isn't it, Scotty? You would never know. Could have been,
right.
yes, like you said, it could have been, but yeah. But that was a tremendous run out, and the whole game as well, Scotty. I think even in the tournament, if you watch India play, India were just thrashing all the oppositions. Coming into that semi-final, before that semi-final, Rohit and Virat dominating. They were just getting the hundreds, 500s from Rohit Sharma, and that was the game. Against New Zealand. Again, Trent Bolt. The early spell, he got both of them out early. Rohit and Virat getting out early. Then the Indian middle order was tested, couldn't keep up to that quality of bowling in the 2019 World Cup. And then, like you mentioned, it was a critical situation. Anything would have happened. Dhoni's run out and all that. And India ended up losing that match. So I think in Dharamshala, time for some sweet revenge, Scotty.
Well, there's a couple of really good points you make there. One is, I don't think anyone will doubt, even New Zealand fans, that India on average is a better side than New Zealand. They would win 7 out of 10 games, let's say, against this New Zealand side. However, 2019 is the perfect blueprint on how this New Zealand team is to win this game. And I say that because they need to pick up those 2 or 3 early wickets. Now, we all know, and you hear all of us as commentators say, early wickets is the key. And it's a bit of a cliche. But with this Indian side, to beat them, you must make that middle order 4 through 7 do all the batting. They have to take, if they have to bat 40 overs, then I think you're well on top of them. So it's an important spell from not only Trent Bolt, but Matt Henry's taken huge strides in the international game with the white ball. And if they can pick up those guys that you mentioned, Rohit, Shub McGill, and of course
Matt Henry, I think that he's slightly skiddy ball. He just comes and he doesn't seem as if he is that quick, but he's quicker than you think. Right?
Yeah, bang on. And CSK fans will know Matt Henry had 2 or 3 seasons with CSK as well. So they'll know that he's got plenty of quality. He's very much always been known as a new ball bowler. And that is the advantage that he will have. Now, we know Indian pitches don't offer as much assistance for fast bowlers as, say, New Zealand or England or, even South Africa. But that's one of the 2 keys in my eyes, is how Bolt and Matt Henry go against that top 3. If they can get that top 3 out inside, say, 12 overs.
To give you some numbers, Scotty, Bolt has dismissed Rohit 4 times and Virat 3 times. So this is definitely, it's going to be a good battle there, Trent Bolt. And I have great regards for Trent Bolt because we talk about 360-degree batsman. I think Trent Bolt is one of those 360-degree bowlers. You can throw the ball to him. Obviously, in power play, he's his best. He bowls really well in the middle overs. That adjustment is made to subcontinent conditions. He is using those cutters in those middle overs. And of course, he can bowl well in the death as well. So he is a 360-degree bowler and he's going to be key. And this battle might determine which way the match goes, I reckon. Bolt against Virat and Rohit, like you mentioned, the best way to beat India is that you want to get through the top 3 because one of these guys get going. And it's happened in this World Cup. Rohit and Virat are getting runs either or, in all of the games. So I have 2019 blueprint you mentioned.
It's exactly right. Now, you see that big blue front pad of Rohit Sharma's? That's exactly where Trent Bolt will be aiming. LBW is the mode of dismissal. And with Trent Bolt to Virat, I mean, we've done demonstrations with the TV work that we've done. Virat has, he's an all-time great. If there is one area that he doesn't necessarily or isn't as comfortable, because it's not a weakness as such, because players of that level very rarely have weaknesses, is left arm quick bowlers to Virat, because he doesn't really play the cut shot. He does play a forceful back foot, straight back punch, a little bit like Williamson in that regard. And so you can often get him out the left armers at that backward point region gully. So, I know that Bolt has got him out bowled as well. So it'll almost be a bob each way, as they say, looking at two different ways of getting Virat for Trent Bolt. It'll be that bowled, swinging the ball back. I think it was it the last IPL? He picked him up first ball of the match or first ball in the IPL as well, swinging the ball back, hitting him on the pad. Very, very similar to Rohit. That is exactly how he'd be looking to get him out. But left armers have had an advantage, and it's relative terms, because Virat, we know, is just one of the world's greatest players.
Yeah, he's in form as well, coming fresh from 100 in Pune as well. And the other way around, I think Bumrah as well is in tremendous form. Bumrah and Siraj have been bowling really well. It's going to be another contest, two left-handers, Rachin and Devon Conway against Jasprit Bumrah. It's another contest as well, and they're playing in Dharamshala as well. Scotty, this match India was New Zealand. It's going to be slightly chilly up there. Just like New Zealand, the mountains, just like the mountains behind the snow-capped mountains. So I don't know, something is working for New Zealand.
It's great minds think alike, Badgery, because you've just picked up on my second game plan. And that is it's almost a throwback to when I was playing, when we came up against a genuine all-time great bowler. In those days, we would try and be none for 35 off his 10 overs, and we'd get the runs off the other guys. So we'd do it off McGrath. We'd do it against Shane Warne. We'd do it sometimes against Malinga as well when he was at the peak of his powers. Muralitharan was another one. We just made sure we did not give them wickets, because I think India feeds off Bumrah. And I think you'll see Rohit bring Bumrah back at various stages, maybe just for short spells, when he thinks he needs a wicket. So I'm happy if New Zealand can go 10 overs, none for 40 off Jasprit Bumrah, then I think that's another key. But the key is giving him nothing and giving him no wickets. And I think you then, a little bit like how I feel India should target the fifth and sixth bowlers. And no Hardik, I think, is a big one. But I think they can go after, depending on who plays, if Shuttle Tucker plays or whoever really comes into that side, you'll either weaken the batting or it'll be an all-rounder. But whoever that is, I think you've got to try and attack them, and that's the way to go. But for someone like Bumrah, he is the key for this Indian side. None for 40 off 10, and I will take it and walk away, and I'll be delighted. We'll be delighted. Do not have to. Don't need to take, exactly.
Just nullify Bumrah. Just do some damage control and then move on. And the gaffer had some time. Mr. Fleming had some time spent with the New Zealand side before this. Before this, you think it's definitely having a good effect on New Zealand. Yeah, I think so. Because his knowledge about the subcontinent conditions, he's been coaching for almost 15 years with CSK, being travel around India. He knows the conditions inside out.
I think Stephen Fleming's the best coach in the world. We both have spent a lot of time playing underneath him.
He's one of the best coaches I played under as well. Yeah. Tremendous.
Yeah, look, he's got a great cricket brain. He speaks at the right time, doesn't say too much, but when he speaks, the message is on point. He's very articulate. And when people talk, or when he speaks, people listen. So I think that you're quite right. When he comes into the New Zealand side, he will be offering advice. I mean, we know the level of research and scouting and planning that goes into the IPL teams when you're looking at opposition. I think you'll see Stephen Fleming use some of that scouting knowledge of how CSK have looked to attack those Indian players and pass that on to New Zealand as well. I think you're bang on right.
India have a little bit of a blow. I wouldn't say little bit. I think it's quite a big blow with Hardik not traveling to Dharamshala. Indian team, they announced yesterday that Hardik is not going to be traveling because of that ankle injury, and that's going to affect the balance. And I've been raising this question as a keen, as a follower of Indian cricket. Why Shardul Thakur is playing? Is he playing as a batsman? Is he playing as actually a bowler? Can he actually bowl 6-7 overs, or can he actually get 30-40 runs? Neither or. But then now it seems like he has to play. And if I were to look at it, I will definitely get a bowler in place of Hardik, because I'm not confident with Shardul Thakur bowling 10 overs. So I would probably try to bring a bowler in. Maybe Shami. You think will Hardik not playing, I think kind of a big blow to India?
Yeah, a huge blow. And Huge blow. And the reason I think it's a huge blow is for the balance he provides. If you bring Shami in, then someone has to bat 7. Who's going to be it? And I think, Jaddu would bat at 7. And then you've got Kuldeep, then you've got, the 3 quicks. So I think, your batting is, there's a big long tail there, and New Zealand will be licking their lips at that. But they've got to obviously get rid of that top order to get to that stage of the innings to get those players in. Or you bring in Shuttle Tucker, and therefore you've got not a bad option at 8. But that's the balance, and that's why Hardik is so important.
The old ghosts for India are coming back because the very reason for playing Shardul Thakur, Rohit Sharma has mentioned it, is like they don't want to have a long tail. They want to have players who can get 20, 30 runs even at the end. But then once again, the old ghosts are coming, and it's kind of a long tail for Team India. And Scotty, of course, you're here. We've got a nice New Zealand CSK connect here. Over the years, it's been a great connect, right? The New Zealand CSK connect. Flem has been coach for the longest time. When you played, there are quite a few New Zealanders played, and quite a few CSK Kiwis playing out there. Santner and Conway, as to name a few. And it's going to be exciting for CSK fans. Who will they be rooting? Devon Conway and Mitchell Santner, CSK. But then, in fact, New Zealand have more CSK players than India.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. As I say, Matt Henry's played for CSK as well. Look, it's the best franchise. There's no question about it in my mind. It was a real privilege and an honour to be there for those 2 seasons that I was, because I got to see how a really professional setup operates in India. I'd come from the Deccan Chargers, which I'd enjoyed my time there, but there was chalk and cheese between the 2 franchises in terms of how you were treated, how the team operated as a group. It was quite a relaxed environment. You knew you had your job to do. Players had their roles, and you went about it. So I know we're talking about India and in New Zealand, but I think, I've yet to see one player, whether they be New Zealanders or not, come away from CSK and not enjoy their time there. I mean, Robin Uthappa spent, 2 seasons with CSK, and, he's cheering for CSK over Kolkata, where he, had a lot of his success. And that just shows you how good the franchise is, and why all of us sit there and just celebrate each year, hopefully when they raise the trophy each year. But those New Zealand players, they do feel that affiliation with CSK. So I'm hoping that we get some Indian fans who maybe will go for New Zealand based on those CSK players, even though I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, we all live in hope. Yes, Scotty. And many of the foreign players, when they come as youngsters, they play for CSK and then go on to play well for the country as well. I think Devon Conway is, maturing into a really, really nice player. And thank you, Scotty. It's been great. Thanks for the interaction. I know your heart bleeds kind of black. You come in black. I know that you'll be rooting for the Kiwis all the way. But then let's see, India is also playing good cricket. It's going to be an exciting contest.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Badger. And if New Zealand do get up and win, I'm expecting another phone call after the game where we can debrief it. Is that going to happen or what? I mean, if India win, I don't want to hear from you. Okay, let's be clear on that.
Oh my God, that's typical Scott Styris. That's the Scott Styris I know.
Cheers. Anyway, thanks very much.
Cheers, Scotty. Thank you. Bye.